What's up, guys? Now, this is going to be a very special video. I'm going to be ranking all 38 2018 released films that I've seen. Because, I'm different than my brother, I'm different than my father, I'm different than my mother. But I've seen 38 films that were released in 2018. And I'll be ranking / reviewing them in however long that takes. It might be multiple videos, it might be one video, it might be 3 videos, it might be 4 videos. Who really knows? I'm just gonna you'll know, because when I upload them, you'll know. But yes, coming in 38, because I have it all on my phone, so yeah. Coming in 38th place is going to be Hotel Transylvania 3. I don't even say it's bored. I just never felt interested in this film. I never felt like it was, I've never really been, interested in the whole Hotel Transylvania universe, period. And this film for me just was I did, fart jokes galore, and it's like, if we're going to do a comedy, especially animated, this just wasn't aimed for, I'm not going to say it's aimed for kids because I'm a kid, but it's aimed for, people who are going, kids who are going to, their first movie. I feel like this would be a good introduction to, what kids, what baby movies are about. Because there's really a lot of babyish moments. And is it predictable? Of course. Of course it's predictable. Of course you can understand. As soon as they introduced this Erica character, and, I just knew she was going to be there was no question. There was no question. And the way they ended it with all these jokes that are, to me, they're not jokes. This is riding on kid comedy, I should say. Baby comedy, where it's fart jokes, or it's stinky in the pants. And it's I just don't understand. That's not my comedy. And, that's not my storytelling, because they're building up the jokes, they're building up the suspense of is Erica the villain, but it's obviously she is. Obviously the boat captain is the villain from the second we introduced her. So you know who the villain is, which is pretty much the plot of the film, is to figure out the villain. I forgot the plot, but pretty much it's his grandpapa is a bad guy, so to speak, and is cared by her daughter, who's 60 years old. And I'm just I don't really I just got bored, because I was I actually see, the thing is, when I did laugh a few times, but I didn't laugh with the movie. I laughed at the movie. I didn't laugh because a joke landed. I laughed because that joke was horrible. And it wasn't even dad jokes. If it was dad jokes, I'm fine with that, because that's the irony, is that they're a bad joke. But this is they're trying to be a really good joke, but it's not. And the characters are at their worst in this film. So, of course, it's 30th place. 37th place, it's Teen Titans Go to the Movies. I have no problem with the TV show. My brother loves the TV show. But as far as the movie, it's just, you take a TV show that's just meant for Cartoon Network, meant to be watched every Saturday, every time it's on, every night when it's on. It's not meant to make a feature film, because you could tell that that's true because of how long, how many moments, scenes that just dragged on, because they're trying to make a show that can fit so much into 12 minutes into an hour and 12 minutes. And so it's one of those things where there's just so many scenes that don't need to be there. And obviously jokes land more. The jokes in Teen Titans Go actually make sense. Not all of them. There is still some fart jokes and kitty jokes, but at the end of the day, there is a sense of, real sense of humor. And I love, and of course, they parody all these all the like a bunch of films, a bunch of characters, and it all works more than Hotel Transylvania. It takes a show and it puts it in a TV show formula. It still has like the twist in it was not that terrible. Obviously, it's like okay. Like the third act is just like the show, where they have to stop a villain who's trying to take over the Earth, and like the whole plot is all just centered around the same shtick that's on that's in the show. They just drag it on to fit an hour and a half, and you could just tell that it's like this could have been an arc in a show, and it would have fit better, but it just didn't because there was a lot of scenes connecting different moments, and it just wasn't as good as maybe you wanted it to be. That would be Johnny English Strikes Back. So now I've watched the first two, and I actually kind of like the first two. But when I watched the first two, this is probably the biggest separation, is I watched the first two at home. And that's what you gotta realize. I think the Johnny English franchise is something you watch at home. Because, like, in the theater, I got so bored. Because it's, like, not the jokes. I don't know. The plot wasn't there. The jokes weren't there. And, like, now realizing it, I just didn't, I didn't engage with the movie. It honestly was really boring. It was one of the most boring movies I've seen this year. Because there wasn't just much to it. Because I feel like even the joke. I know the comic themes are these jokes. But, like, they're all comedies. But yeah, I just couldn't engage myself with the film. There was just a lot of moments that were like it got annoying at some point. So you got like Johnny English going like you just like watching it at home on the couch. You could just like laugh at it and laugh with it. You could just talk during the movie. In this case, you just it was just so hard to act like you were in an actual movie theater after I've seen the first two at home. But yet, I just got so bored. Because I think even without watching it in the theater now, the other two, they were still better films. They had better jokes, they had better moments, better characters. And then just here they were like, how can we bring Johnny English back? And you pretty much redo I feel like every film you just redo the same stuff where it's like this guy has like makes unique things for bad reasons, and then he tries to, and it just got old seeing Johnny English be a dumbass. It just got old. The first two you can kind of laugh with it, but like when you want to see a unique film, when you're in the mood to see a film, especially in the theaters, because like you have to pay for it and you have to go to the theater. It's like now I realize how bad this movie is. This franchise is. No, it's like it's different watching movies at home than watching them in theaters. I guess that's how to put it into words. 35. Hurricane Heist. Why? This had so much potential. Because you got a heist during a hurricane. And yet, it's one of the most boring movies of the year. Now, no longer why, but how. And that's because they center so much about the characters that we do not care for. We do not care who these characters are. We just want to get straight to the point. We want to get straight to the hurricane. See, you can, and they just have this all supporting characters, have this whole plot surrounding them, but no, we don't care. You can give us a plot about the main girl, but you don't have to give us like this whole backstory about these two brothers who honestly don't have a big impact. Just set us up as one's a storm tracker and the other one's a, security, who protects the bank. You don't have to give us all these backstories because half the movie is not a hurricane heist. Half the movie is setting up the characters, setting up the plot. And not to mention half the movie when it's only like an hour and I think it's like an hour and 30 or 40 minutes. So it's like you're really going to spend, you're going to really spend, like an hour, even more than that. Maybe a little less. Are you really gonna spend like 40 minutes setting us a plot when a hurricane heist should honestly take up a whole movie? You could give like 10 minutes of like backstory, but like a hurricane heist, there's so many elements to a heist, especially in a hurricane, that could be shown in. It's the whole idea of like a hurricane heist. There should be great action. There should be great, you know, effects. There should be great characters. There should be clever moments. Instead, you get a film that's so boring because they don't really do anything in the hurricane. They just steal the money, and then the good guys just like follow them around. There's really no hurricane that was really that bad. That actually centered around the plot. They barely showed any hurricane. There was like one good moment. And then like they towards the last 10 minutes of the movie, they had an action sequence and the movie's over, but the action sequence had nothing to do with the hurricane. So it's like, what the hell? There was no hurricane involved. There was no action involved. There was no story involved. There was only backstory about the characters that nobody remembers, nobody likes. So it's like, it's really boring. It's really boring film. How can you do that boringly? How can you make, because like, to me, if you're gonna do it, I feel like what their biggest problem is, just make it a film with no plot, and it's so not gonna, the whole idea of hurricane heist is just, it's like fantasy to begin with. It's so unrealistic. You can't do a heist in a hurricane. So it's like, drop any, not any story, but so just drop any what's it called? Drop any plot, or not plot. Drop any backstory. Drop any of that stuff, because you don't need it. Because the whole grab of the film is not to hear what these characters go through, what they go through in their personal life. No, we want to see them in a hurricane, stealing money, stopping people steal money. No, we don't care if they're a brother, if they're a sister, if they're a dad, if they're a brother, if they're a sister, if they're brother, sister, brother, sister. Nobody cares. We just want to see them in the middle of a hurricane heist with action. That's all you want to actually me like the film, because my expectations are only that, seeing people stealing money during a hurricane. That's the only expectation that should be there. Instead, it's just really bad. I can't with that. 34, Holmes and Watson. I just think it's one of those films that, similar to Johnny English, just watch it at home. Cause like in the theater, you want to really engage with the film. But like when I watch it at home, I don't really engage with the film. I just watch the film. But here it's just, again, you get bored because like you just, it's sort of funny. It's sort of a spoof on the genre, and there is some funny moments. But overall, it's just one of those films where you don't have to watch it in the theater. And it just feels one of those feels that when you watch it in the theater, you really end up getting bored. And what do I think? I got bored watching this film. There's none of me saying, yeah, but I still enjoyed it. No, I just couldn't get behind it. I think, if I ever watch it at home, maybe I'll like it more. But just as far as this film, just like, it was an hour, 20 minutes out of my day. I just felt it had no significance. I just would have rathered actually a real Sherlock Holmes film over like a spoof of it, because ultimately there was still jokes that didn't land, but at the same time there were some funny moments. It was not jokes. Like the film wasn't like, the comedy wasn't jokes. It was like physical comedy. Like you physically did stuff, and not all physical comedy. It's hard to land physical comedy, and this was just like. So at the end of the day, Holmes and Watson, for me, is just not one of those films that I'm just like, it's on and I'm like, I really want to watch Holmes and Watson. No, because I really, at the end of the day, don't. I'm not one of those people who are going to be like, Holmes and Watson's on, boys, I'm going to watch it. No, you know what I mean? Like, I don't have much interest for Holmes and Watson. That's the end of the day. So it just ranks on this list because it's like, it's just a film, More good, no bad. It's just one of those movies that'll be out there, and I have no real then would be the kissing booth. I saw that. Oh yeah, I did. At my friend's house. I didn't like it. Next, I just didn't like it. Not for me. Not funny. Not funny. Sorry, not funny. Didn't care for it. Didn't want to watch it. Just watched it. Because that's what you do. No, I didn't watch it. Like, it wasn't my choice to watch it. I just didn't want to watch it. I didn't want to watch it, and then I watched. And then, like, there's a whole story. I didn't care for it. 32, Life of the Party. It's just a bad comedy. It's a bad comedy. Melissa McCarthy wasn't even that good. The characters weren't that good. The whole plot wasn't that good. There's too much. It's so hard. It's so weird to say this, but there's just too many plot lines between the main character trying to get revenge on her husband, or going to college, or the college girls, having moments together, or she, hooking up with like teen college boys, and it's like, no, we don't want to see this. Just pick one. I think it would be better enough just to pick one. Yes, pick one. Because altogether, you barely have anything that really makes sense, because there's just like one scene with the father, one scene with the boys, one scene with the college students, and then one scene with their friends. Pick one storyline. Because it's one of those films where it's only like an hour and 30 minutes, and you want to do one scene with one character, one scene with another, one scene with another, one scene with another. And it's like, why? Because each scene is good in its own, but we want to see more of that scene. But we go to this scene, we want to see more of that one. But we don't get more of anything. We just see one scene of this plot line, one scene of that plot line, one scene of that plot line, back to this plot line, it's just really jumbled and mixed. And also, I don't really care for the main character. At the same time, she has moments where she could be root, and she has moments where you could root for her, and she has moments where you can root for her and him and the college girls and the college boy. You can say that that's really creepy. Don't do that. That's stupid. That's disgusting. You have all these different feelings where it's like you just don't have one feeling, and the one feeling you should have is laughter, because it's a comedy, and yet you just feel so engaged in what's not a comedy that you're like, hey, when it is a comedy, you just don't care for it. And it's like, well, you want to care for a comedy, but you just don't. Bottom line. 31, Spy Who Dumped Me. It's just one of those movies that's like it tries. It tries so hard to be a spy. Okay, let me tell you that. And it comes so far from being a spy movie. And honestly, if you just drop the comedy and get two female actors who just aren't comedy people, that would be so much better, because then I actually think there could have been a potential. But instead, you'd have a movie that forwards the plot forward, and then you have a comedy scene, and then a cool action scene that pulls the movie forward, and then a comedy scene. And this whole routine where it's it could be it stretches on the film, because you want to be a spy movie. It will continue the spy plot line instead of talking about funny jokes and funny moments in your life. It's you could actually, I think if they really tried, they could be a spy movie, but instead they just sacrifice part of the plot to have a joke in there, because you really want to make this movie funny. You really want to. And it's well, it's you gotta sacrifice one or the other. And instead, they don't try to be a spy comedy. They just I feel in a way it doesn't mix. It feels like they tried to have some spy parts and some comedies, not a spy comedy. And together, it gets one of those clunky films where it's you wanna be engaged with the spy aspect, but it's they're oh, that's really cool scene. I'm really interested in the spy. That's so funny. And even then, the jokes aren't that funny. Even then, some of this action, they try to throw some comedy in the action, but it still never works because they're too engaged with the action aspect. So it's like the comedy doesn't work in the spy scenes, and the spy scenes don't work when they're trying to be funny, which is basically the same thing. And overall, it just gets a film that ends up being boring because you get basically two different parts of the same film. That's not really what you want in a film, in a movie. 30 is Wreck-It Ralph Breaks the Internet. This is actually one of the most disappointing films of 2018 because I really liked the original. I did. I really liked the original. And then you go from this original that's kind of like a unique film, a unique taste. Sorry, did I say taste? Twist on video games and video game worlds and how your outlook on video games. But this one has some of the greatness that you have in the original, but at the same time, it was also pretty predictable. Because you finish the plot line of getting the controller finishes halfway through the movie. So you're like, well, what else do we establish in this film? And then we're like, oh, something about friendship with Wreck-It Ralph. And you're like, so immediately they try to make this twisty thing at the end, but you kind of understand it's like, it obviously was going to happen because you finish the plot line halfway through the film, which also doesn't work because it's I don't like films that do that where it has this moment in the it's immediately when they had this moment when they figured out that their plot line was gonna that the viewer figured out that the plot line is getting the controller. You were like, how is that gonna take up an hour and 30 minutes of a film? And there was obviously they obviously had to go to the internet, so there was a lot of cool internet moments in it. But at the same point, a lot of it just still felt outdated. There was a lot of memes and jokes that were and internet memes and stuff that were that happened a while ago. You don't need to throw them in now. And all those stuff, it's I feel like they missed the mark. If it was just I swear I saw something. I swear I saw something. What was that? What? Anyways, there was just a lot of bad jokes. And it was why do I care? Why do I... What the hell was that? That was creepy. Yeah. But there was just a lot of moments where it's especially Wreck-It Ralph being the villain of the main freaking villain. It's that didn't even work. You just multiplied Wreck-It Ralph and it's hey, it's so funny, it's so cool. And it's no, it's not cool, it's not funny. I don't care about Wreck-It Ralph. And so it was my hand is cut open. Yeah, but so yeah, that too I didn't really care for. And also, the Disney princesses were a pretty cool moment, but other than that, it was I just didn't, really gravitate towards, didn't care for. That was kind of the end of the day. Wreck-It Ralph 2 is one of those films where it's one of those things where it's I just didn't, I couldn't find interest for that film. And so it just was disappointing because you got this first film with great characters, great cool moments, and great relationships, but you just didn't want to see Wreck-It Ralph and Penelope not be friends. That would not have an interesting moment when they do become friends. It just felt so distasteful, taking a great friendship and then just breaking them just to further the plot line. It just didn't work. I just didn't like it. Left an uncomfortable taste in my mouth. Where are we at? 29th, House and the Clock in its Walls. So if you're really wondering I know this seems really weird, but what's one of the scariest movies I've ever seen? House and the Clock in its Walls. I will take complete ownership that that's not a horror movie. That's not really that scary. But for someone who doesn't like horror movies, this was just as scary. For me, this was like my first droplet of scary movies. So why is it that though? Because I don't like scary movies, and it's kind of scary, and that's kind of me being a baby. But it's true. I don't like scary movies. I just got scared when I thought I saw a ghost fly by. So that was weird. But yeah, so the whole idea of scary movies I just didn't like. So like it makes sense. Like it's not that bad. No, it's not a great film, but like there's the fact that it has some scary elements. For some might say that that's really cool that it can have some scary elements, but for me it completely blindsided me and I got so scared. I'm sorry. Like that's just me. If you really like this film, I understand why you must like not scary movies because I get for everybody who likes horror movies. I'm sure this film is like, oh, who really cares? It's just a film. But for me, it's like one of the scariest movies I've ever seen. But a scary movie, I guess, to put it that way. Then would be A Wrinkle in Time. A Wrinkle in Time. I actually read the first probably like 3 chapters of the book. I didn't even like the book. And usually everybody like the books better, which I'm sure is true. So think about if I didn't like the book. Would I like the movie? Hell freaking no. This movie, the worst thing going for this film is like it tries to be kind of realistic and give like a kind of reason for like the Miss what's it, but instead you don't really get any backstory. Or not backstory. Like they try to give this like scientific backstory with like tesseract, but if you just quite and simple called it fantasy, it would have been a lot better because like you could tell the film was so trying to give a scientific scientific reason for everything that happens in this film. The who, what's it, which. No, you just don't buy into it. So it's like for what the movie was going for, which was trying to give the scientific, not the whole father-son father-daughter aspect was, or moments were cool and sad and emotional when it needed to be. But again, it just took me out of the, not took me out. It sort of took me out of the film, like who, what's it, which, in a sense where it's like, just straight out call this a fantasy. Like, I feel like people label it sci-fi because it tries to be sci-fi. It tries so hard to give a science fiction aspect. But instead, it just felt not science. It tried to, if you just drop the whole idea of a backstory, drop the whole idea of this scientific reasoning behind why these people can appear, why you can teleport. I'm not even going to call it teleport. It just wasn't unnecessary because the whole time I couldn't buy into it. I couldn't buy into that. Because I know you could say, well, it's a movie, obviously, but it's like, it's a movie that tries to have a science reasoning, but it just doesn't work. And even the film overall, the whole plot and stuff, never really got it. So that's part 1. Because that right now is my 10 least favorite films of 2018 that I've seen. So next video, I'll probably gonna do my middle 10. So like 27 to 17. And then 16 to 6. Wait. Yeah, 16 to 6. And then top 5. And that right there. I could actually throw in one more. No, I won't. Okay, that's my ranking. Not my ranking. Sorry. So stay tuned for part 2. That's gonna be the 10. I think like the 10, 12 middle. So just kind of write in the comments below what was your least favorite, and also what films do you think will be in the middle. That's kind of an interesting thing. So far, out of 10 films, I have to say I think the majority have been comedies, which goes to show my expectations for comedies. No, not all of them are comedies, but like I think for the as you got up, it became like kids comedies, like real bad comedies, and then it just got up to like not even comedies at all, with A Wrinkle in Time. So that's kind of an interesting statistic, but stay tuned for more videos coming right at you.